Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? How y'all feeling?
You see I still got my helmet
doing?
on? My helmet is still on.
How y'all doing? What is going on with you guys? Hope you're doing well.
What's going on, everybody? We keeping this show rolling. We got another Don Bongino show. And apparently the audio tapes have leaked. Let me see if it's specific. Yeah, they found more corruption tapes. So I'm curious to know if he's going to talk about what's on those tapes. Did he hear them, or if they're going to play any of it? But apparently there's been another thing. So them tapes are coming out the woodwork. They're like R. Kelly's.
Not R. Kelly.
So let's go and let's jump on this thing. Let's see what they're talking about.
People were stunned to find out that tapes are already out there about the money changing hands to the Biden team for Biden's favors. We played them yesterday, and you don't know how many emails I got from people like, Dan, where are these tapes been? The answer is on my show, like multiple times. Here's where this thing gets super hairy. Biden is on tape talking to then Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko, okay? They are talking about getting rid of a prosecutor looking into his son, Biden's son,
really?
And the Biden operation that took money in exchange for favors, okay?
That's dirty.
Stephen McIntyre tweets this out, and this is a gem. Now you'll see why this story has gone nowhere and has gotten buried. McIntyre notes that the Ukrainian president Biden's on the phone with, which I'll play in a minute, stay tuned, the tapes are coming. Poroshenko had an aide, Onashenko. This aide is a lot of Shenkos. Onashenko was getting ready to spill the beans on this corrupt deal Biden had in Ukraine.
Uh-oh.
He notes it in his tweet right here, McIntyre. Oh, and he brings the receipts.
Here we go.
Here's an article from the Kiev Post, and you'll see McIntyre links to it. Just expand that for me a little bit so I can read it better. That Onashenko said in December, this is December right before Trump's about to take office, that he had transferred recordings, i.e. tapes implicating Ukrainian President Poroshenko in corruption to the FBI. Oh, he did? He did? And Onashenko sent copies of the deal that was signed by Ephraim Wernick, a trial attorney at Justice, our DOJ, section which was represented by Andrew Weissman. Oh, that's why? Andrew Weissman, you mean the pee-pee hoaxer? You mean Bob Mueller's bulldog investigator, his number one lieutenant? So you're telling me that Andrew Weissman, Mueller's number two guy, just so I'm clear, was aware of tapes of Joe Biden cutting an international deal to get rid of a guy investigating his bribes? And
look how crooked that is. That's so crooked, bro. You know, just to know that people are hitmen, and they're hitmen that will run free and be fine. They're not your local hitman, not your local person that's just got a couple $1,000 and they're trying to pay somebody. These are people that have been doing this for a long time to get what they want. They have the money, the power to play the game, and it never gets back out. But this time looks like things are getting exposed. But I'm curious to know what happens after all this.
Nothing happened, and the guy, Onashenko, has the signed documents? Yes. That is so freaking strange, Joe. It's almost like they appointed Weissman to work with Mueller to make sure that Mueller's only goal was to make sure that, they investigated Donald Trump? Mm-hmm. Come on, guy. No, hush your mouth, son. That their only goal was to make sure any evidence of the Biden bribes went away and to keep the attention on Donald Trump. It's just so strange how this evidence is in front of everybody's eyes and almost no one but these researchers are talking about it.
That's crazy.
Here's the Kiev Post article. Onashenko releases alleged recording implicating Poroshenko and Zlochevsky in the grift. Poroshenko's the Ukrainian president on the tape I'm going to play for you, talking to Biden, and Zlochevsky's the head of Burisma, who many believe is the source, talking to the FBI. Wait, this is strange.
Yeah, what are you saying?
Mm-hmm. Fugitive lawmaker, Onashenko, the guy who was going to tell the whole story to Weissman until he strangely disappeared and got arrested. Fugitive lawmaker Onashenko, on April 18th, published what he claimed to be recordings implicating Poroshenko and ex-President Yanukovych's ecology minister Zlochevsky in corrupt deals. Zlochevsky, the same guy that was operating Burisma that hired Hunter Biden? So strange that he was scheduled to travel to the United States in November of 2019. And what happened? No freaking way. The jury is in. This is bananas. He was arrested in Germany before getting to come to the United States to tell the story about the Biden corruption.
Wow.
Dang, that's messed up.
That's no coincidence or chance. I tell you what, it's not.
Oh, they covering their tracks.
Absolutely. You cover your tracks.
They
you cover your tracks.
Their tracks.
And you completely silence someone. And you'd be surprised on how they silence a person. They'll lock you up, and then they probably tell you also, we're going to close all your bank accounts. We're gonna cancel your medical insurance. We're going to make sure nobody ever hire you again when you get out here. It'd be a lot of that dirty go down, and they completely shut you off.
That's horrible.
That's how you need to know how to be able to get on the grid. You need to know how to get on the grid, off the grid.
I hear it. So. Onichenko works with Poroshenko, who's the president of Ukraine, who cuts this malicious under-the-table deal with Biden to hide his bribe and fire the prosecutor. Onichenko wants to come to the United States to tell his story. Cuts a deal with Weissman from the DOJ, PP hoaxer, thinking he's cutting the deal with the Department of Justice, not realizing he's cutting a deal with a TDS-infected lunatic. And all of a sudden, he disappears and becomes a fugitive and gets arrested in Germany. Gosh, the coincidences are just bananas. And then this other thing happens. Bill Evanina, another PP hoaxer in August of 2020, as he's at Climate Audit, by the way, Stephen McIntyre on Twitter. You should follow him. He notes that Evanina, PP hoaxer in the Director of National Intelligence's office, stated that the tapes were Russian disinformation. There we go again, which is so convenient because Andrew Weissman, who's in on this whole thing, the Mueller bulldog, is investigating Trump for what they call Russian disinformation. It's almost like they're pulling a dipsy-do flipperoo. The flipperoo.
This is so twisted.
It's ridiculous.
It's so twisted.
It's ridiculous.
So twisted.
Back to our friend Hans Monkey, another great one. These guys, if you want to know what's going on with Spygate and all this, you need to follow these guys, or else you're missing 90% of the story.
Okay.
No one does work like these guys, and I mean no one, me included.
Spygate.
Here's Hans Monkey. Poroshenko is a Ukrainian president whom Biden extorted. Onichenko works for him. Right after Trump won in 2016, a Poroshenko aide, that's Onichenko, offered to give DOJ incriminating evidence about Biden's calls with Poroshenko, which we'll play in a second. As fate would have it, the aide's info went to Andrew Weissman, who probably buried it all. And look, Hans has receipts, Joe. So strange. Yeah. Andrew Weissman's signature on a deal. Gosh, it's almost like Hans has the story and Weissman wants to make it go away. So good we have a Department of Justice in this country, isn't it? The Department of Justice, yeah. So great. Good, me too. I'm feeling justice is blind, brother. Here, it gets better. If you thought this was bad, Hans notes, here's the real shocker. Sure.
I bet you,
this is
Joy,
like...
I bet you. I just had a vision of the powers that be. Not everybody at the White House knows, but it's selective groups that they call together. They're going to meet in one of the meeting rooms. They make sure that that room has no camera, no nothing in there, and then they talk about the stuff that happens and this kind of thing that are really big. Because to do this thing, Biden can't just do this by himself. He need a team of people to set out and establish this stuff. So I really believe that they have secret spots in the White House, secret teams that go about all the crazy stuff, like, you know, your 9/11s and all that stuff.
Spy movies. What was that one with Angelina Jolie? She was
in a spy movie? Mm-hmm. Was it when she was like, she wore different wigs and stuff?
I don't remember if she had on different wigs. Maybe she did, but it was crazy. I forgot the name of it. Oh my God. I know y'all gonna put it in the unquote. She was a Russian spy.
I remember.
They killed her husband.
It like I forgot the name of it. Yeah, I remember we saw that.
Yeah,
I remember saw that.
Salt. I think it was
Salt.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
After Poroshenko's aide blew the whistle, Poroshenko asked Biden whether the aide was now cooperating with the FBI. Incredibly, Biden assured Poroshenko that the FBI wasn't pursuing it. How would Biden have known? Let's go back and play a few tapes, shall we?
This is crazy.
Let's just play the tape from yesterday. Again, one of them. Biden, again, no one questions the authenticity of these tapes, on the phone with the Ukrainian president. And I want you to pay particular attention. We played this yesterday. I'll play a new one today. But I want to set it up. Here's Biden. He's worried that Onashenko is going to blow the whistle to the DOJ and the FBI about Biden's bribe. And he's really concerned about the money trail because Biden knows that he was paid, him and his family, by Ukraine into a number of shell companies, some of which went through Privat Bank. Biden is panicked that if Trump gets into office, that he's going to start doing business with Ukraine, giving them aid, and start asking questions. Listen to the panic in Biden's voice as he pushes the Ukrainian president to shut the bank down before Trump gets into office. Take a listen.
I don't want Trump to get in a position where he thinks he's about to buy onto a policy where the financial system is going to collapse and he's going to be looked to pour more money into Ukraine. That's how he'll think about it before he gets sophisticated enough to know the detail.
In other words, Biden does not want Ukraine asking for more money from Trump. Doing so would cause Trump to look into the details.
Hat tip OAN for that one.
Of course.
So again, Poroshenko's aide, Onashenko, this politician, is about to blow the whistle on this whole thing, and he has the tapes. Biden seems really concerned that Onashenko is working with our fully corrupt FBI. What if I told you there was a tape of that too? No. Okay. No way. Yeah. I
have a question. How does Don keep himself protected so that they don't try to come after him for some of this information? Is it because the internet is so vast and so many people have put stuff out there, it's not super exclusive to where they can't just come after him? Because this kind of information, I would think that you have to worry about being your family or anybody being in harm's way.
Well, if he has access to it, I'm sure other people may have access to it. I don't really know what the free press, stuff is all about.
Yeah.
But maybe it falls under that.
Okay. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, like the free, information, how.
Well, I say this. Before the internet, if he was talking like this, they would have been got you. Because it wasn't vast. It wasn't vast then.
And that was way back before the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's Biden on tape with Poroshenko. And Poroshenko is very concerned that Onashenko is going to spill the beans with the FBI. And Biden says, but don't worry, the FBI is all on the level, folks. Biden says, don't worry, winky, winky, nod, nod. We made sure that all went away with the FBI. Don't you worry. Check this out.
If it is true that FBI working with him, at least I want to know that.
No, they are not. I told you the FBI concluded he had nothing, and they stopped. That was it. There's no reason to talk to him again.
Okay.
I will check that and confirm that with you.
Folks, what?
So whoever reported this is where he got the information from. So somebody else has already reported the information.
True.
It's already out there.
Now that person might have.
But look, what made whoever the person is record it? Because they knew something just in case.
Yeah,
it's always a just in case. Let me go and record this just in case so I can see why. That's why you don't need to be doing no bad business.
More evidence do you need? What do you need to hear? Is anybody in the media talking about this? We just played the tape. Is anyone going to ask Joe Biden at a press conference? Is that you on the tape telling Ukrainian President Poroshenko that you know that the FBI is not investigating claims his aide is making about bribes you took? Is anybody going to ask that? Because it's strange how nobody's playing these tapes but me and a handful of other conservatives out there. That was a clip from the Dan Bongino show. You can watch the full show. We recommend you.
See? What's going on?
Right there.
I said, what's going on?
My ear is way better because I haven't been tying my headscarf down, and it's been over a week now since I've gotten my hair done. So that's why. She wasn't. Somebody's not really used to your ear, having that earring, and they like washing your hair and combing it. It's this. They don't remember, so it got yanked several times. Like really
so
bad.
you were like,
Yeah, I just had to hold it. I said until you get. I mean, I wasn't upset with her because I've been through it. Until a person gets used to doing your hair.
So let's get back on track,
baby.
baby.
The earring is there.
So
accidental.
Don't
be rushing me.
This is just a percentage of corruption that goes on.
Don't be rushing me.
Imagine all the stuff that really.
You go on 20 miles about something. I had to say that. All right.
Imagine the stuff that's really going off and jumping. Imagine the other things that are even bigger than this. Imagine once you get down, because you know some information Biden isn't going to say because he know it can be captured and recorded in places. So, but I get what he's saying. Like they don't want Trump working with. That's why they don't want him in office. They're doing their best to make sure he doesn't get in office.
Well, it's coming out now, and I'm starting to see how other Democrats are starting to. You know, they can't substantiate and corroborate. You know,
corroborate.
Yeah, that's my word. They can't
corroborate.
They can't substantiate or back up this disgrace. I'm so over this situation with what's going on right now in our political office. Like more than half of the country is, because now it seems like it's divided. Is what's being reported is that half of the country is still going for Janky Joe, and the other half is still Trump supporters are going strong.
Yeah, and
it's like. I don't understand how anybody can, even if you don't support Trump, you see what's going on. How can you even stand for this? And what's your rationale behind this reasoning? He needs to be out of office.
Babe, what I have a problem with is people that aren't going to vote at all, but they always have something to say. You'll have nothing to say. And if you're not voting at all, you really don't have nothing to talk about.
You're part of the problem.
Yeah.
You're part of the problem.
And those people that don't vote at all be the main ones talking about, well, this should be less than this one's way. Man,
no,
you need to vote. You don't even know why you're talking.
Problem. You're part of the problem. But we got another video that's going to be coming out. That's going to be talking about some great things about what people did in office. So stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm ready to hear that, man. Like, comment, subscribe, don't take a nosedive. Comment down in the section below.
If you want some more.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.